Meeting of the Sherman County Board of Commissioners come to order, please. First up is open forum or public comment. Bruce, I think this would be a good time for you.
Okay, I just have a little something to say. Since they've got this highway crew doing all the repaving in the area, our road that goes south of Canarado or actually from the interstate 2 miles south, is in dire need of needing to be milled and put another overlay over it. It's getting extremely rough and we have a lot of truck traffic on our road, well, for our farm out there, and it's even in a 3/4 ton pickup, that road is extremely, it was paved back when the interstate was first put in, and it's had an overlay over it a time or two, but in the last 50 years. But I just thought, especially since they're in town and this crew does such a perfect job, and now that we've got them in town or in this area, maybe they would give us a reasonable bid to do that little 2 mile stretch. I talked to Steve yesterday about it, and he said he would talk to.
I got a hold of Rod Roeder yesterday, and he was gonna go out and take a look at the road and then see what he could do about talking to the company that's doing the overlay.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said a lot of times those guys are on a time commitment, but this late in the year, they might.
Yeah. Well, and since they're all set up.
Yeah.
It really wouldn't be too much of a move for them to go to that
and
2 mile stretch.
He also said he would talk to Gerald DeBoer, our engineer, and have him take a look at that too and see what it would cost to get it.
Yeah, they've been doing a chip seal on it. So after so many years, I don't know, but it's just got so many really deep crevices in it that it really needs to have it milled first and take 2 or 3 inches off and then lay it back down.
Yeah. So, okay, well,
I just wanted to go through you guys, and then you see if they could get an estimate on what it would cost, and we got to know what everything's going to cost. But
so all I can say is that we're in the works and we've made the call, and I appreciate you, because like you said, I don't have any farm ground in that area, so I don't drive that road very often. So.
Did they just overlay that 2 years ago?
No, they've chip sealed.
The only thing
they've done is chip seal it.
I don't even think they overlaid it when we did Highway 24 from Goodland to Wilson.
Okay.
I'll bet you it's been 20 years ago. They did put another 3-inch overlay over it, so it's got a really good
Base.
Okay. But it's just the top 2 inches is just pretty bad shape. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else on public comment? That is Road 3, isn't it, Bruce?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hi. Well, I actually have a question in regards to what happens after the polls close with the election. So I guess it's kind of geared towards Ashley. So once the polls close, you bring the ballots back here to be counted. Is that correct?
The ballots are counted in the machines over there.
Okay, but I mean, you bring things back here afterward.
Mhm.
Okay, and then if I understand right, there's some kind of canvassing that's done at that point. Is that correct?
Not normally, but this time we will be counting the write-ins for the 2 races.
Okay, so if I understand, I mean, I'm thinking that I understand from the Secretary of State's website that's kind of open to the public to view that.
Yeah, they're in here.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's what I was wondering. So because it sounded like it was supposed to be kind of like made to be open and transparent to the public.
Yep, people can be in here.
So this is the room that they
Yep.
did the count. Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Yep.
I just wanted to get some clarification on that.
And we canvass the ballots, we do it a week after the election.
Yeah, so it's a holiday that day. You guys rescheduled the meeting. On the 11th, so we're gonna be doing it on the 12th.
Okay.
Oh, because of Veterans Day, okay.
Yeah,
Thank
Veterans Day
you.
11th.
And on the ballots, I had a call from a lady that said she had instructions to put an X on the box and
And she put the X and then she said, read down on the bottom that
you
you're supposed to
colored in. Yeah.
colored it in, and I talked to Maria, and as long as she did not X every candidate or every position, the machine will still read so we're good.
Well, I told her if it comes down to that, I mean, we understand what intent is.
Right.
So the ballots will count regardless of how many of those were sent out or whatever, or how many there are, I don't know, but.
You know how many ballots do we have out?
So it was the first batch that went out. Form AB9 was sent, excuse me, instead of Form AB10. So it was about 40 ballots.
Okay.
Cause I talked to her, she called and talked to me too, and she was concerned that maybe not everybody would read the instructions and be confused and then decide not to vote.
There's also instructions on the ballot that tell you to fill it completely in.
That I think was the confusion. She read on the top one and then on the bottom. Well, either one is gonna be acceptable.
So the same board that's here that night, if it goes through that machine, they open up the mail ballots and they put those through. If the machine does not read them, then they hand count them based on their intent that they see on the ballot.
Right.
So they will be fine.
Okay.
Just follow up here on the minutes. On the appraiser mapping contract, was there a notification required on the GIS part? No, okay. And on the jail,
She did call them though after the meeting.
okay,
If it wasn't required, she still called them.
okay. Now, was Gerald or somebody supposed to look at the Sally Port on the jail?
He's supposed to be here this week.
Okay. Then I would make a motion to approve the minutes of October 18th.
I will second that.
Been moved and seconded, we approve the minutes on October 18th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $91,020.09.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded, we pay the bills, $91,020.09. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, opposed, the same sign. That motion is passed. Okay. Miss Joni, I think we're done. Oh, do you have something, Eric? You're giving me a look like,
I had the 8:15.
okay, well,
I mean, I can go later.
no, yeah, if you're up first, go. Sorry,
Kind of picky about your time slot. Just kidding, John. Just so you know.
4H, there we go.
There's been a few discussions about the use of the 4-H building and some requested improvements that would help facilitate the use of it. Some of the issues that are currently being seen are when we have meetings, specifically at 4-H Club, they're having to heat the building or cool the building prior to the meeting because when the furnace or the AC kicks on, it's so loud. They're
noisy.
having a really hard time being able to communicate. And then there's also, we've had a few discussions surrounding with the closure of the Wollock building to the public, of having another space that's available to have meetings and trainings, excuse me, and to provide the county with another spot in case we need to have additional trainings. So we looked at updating the interior of the 4-H building with 2 projectors, speakers throughout the ceiling, wireless mics, just to make it a little more usable. The total of equipment without any additional construction cost would be $6,493.08. I would expect at least $200 to $300, possibly for incidentals. One thing I don't have in the quote would be the speakers are drop-in for the ceiling, so we'll have to cut tiles and then put another half support across so that everything sits and looks correct.
Let's go back to the heating and cooling. What kind of system is in there? Is this roof mount stuff or what?
It's a forced, the heaters, I know there's one in the 4-H kitchen, and I think there's one on the other side between the Kiwanis shack and the 4-H storage. They're forced air. And I think it blows it up to the ducts and that way, but there's, think that, you know, like there's an intake vent on each side of the room that feeds those.
Just trying to think about what the guy could do with that, you know, as far as.
I know air conditioning, there's at least one window unit in the side, wasn't there? That was closed.
Pay attention
The
to
window
window.
unit, if I'm not mistaken, sits over by the Kiwanis shack,
Yep.
and that's used
Just during fair?
during fairs, all
Okay.
I'm aware of.
Okay.
Well, if we're gonna use this more for public events, I mean, I think we need to address more than just that. You know, like, if that heating and cooling is inadequate, or it's, I don't know what else somebody have to look at it, see what it would take.
I don't know that it was necessarily inadequate. It was just that it was so loud that they
Noisy.
couldn't. So they were doing it ahead of time to shut it off so that they could
Yeah.
effectively hold their meetings.
Which would be fixed with the microphones
Yes.
and the speakers.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like the blower fan's so loud that you can't hear.
Just
It
annoying.
just, you know, I think,
Kind of more annoying than anything.
yes.
Good.
I think it'd be good because, yes, you know, a lot of it, like 4-Hers, when they have meetings, there's a lot of young kids in the facility. This will give them an opportunity to teach them how to use the mics and, you know, some of that, because learning to do that is gonna be a process too. And then I would assume that William would be in charge of taking care of the audio visual. Are we putting any screen up to?
Yeah.
Projector.
So 2 projectors is what I was looking at. One in between the 2 large windows down in the Kiwanis. And then if you turn to the north, where the chalkboard is,
Right.
putting a projector screen there as well. And the thought was, with all the activities going on, as opposed to TVs, at least with the projector itself is up, just hanging off the ceiling, and the screen can be pulled up. So minimizing the risk of any damage through events.
So where's the money come from on that?
So we have money either in repairs to building fairgrounds or in capital outlay, whichever one.
I would make a motion to go ahead and get it done. Get the repairs done, what's needed.
Do you care where out of?
I will second that.
Then moved and seconded that we approve the audio visual stuff for the fairgrounds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. You got your blessings.
Okay.
Okay, now, Ms. Jones.
Good morning. So I had brought up the Brewster Cemetery to your attention about 4 years ago. I just happened to be driving home the other day after retrieving some parts from Kobe, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna stop in and I sent Ashley a bunch of pictures, and I don't know, were you able to retrieve those, Ashley? Okay, I have pictures. it was very disheartening to me to see the condition of that cemetery. The grass is about that tall around all the headstones. I have pictures if you wanna see them. There was a funeral Saturday over there, Mr. Musil's. None of the headstone was trimmed, and apparently, and I take my job very seriously, what I do. I just find that as Sherman County, we are letting it look really bad. It is in Sherman County, so we own that cemetery. So I know that Canarado Cemetery's budget is like almost non-existent, which I would like to see the county commissioners increase, because I volunteer over there too, because they have no budget. We cannot maintain these cemeteries because Brewster, Goodland, and Canarado are the three that people are buried in the most. So I would like to see, first off, that should be contract. We should put it out for contract to see, have people bid it to take care of that cemetery over there. There was a badger hole that if somebody stepped in it, they were gonna break a nasty leg. So it was not addressed. It's been there for 3 weeks, cause I did that 2 weeks ago, and then I stopped, what is today, Thursday? I stopped again Tuesday, cause I knew I was gonna present on Thursday morning. I thought I'm gonna stop, and again, I do have photos that you're welcome to view if you would like to see them. I just would like to see us as citizens of Sherman County take better responsibility for Brewster and Canarado, so.
Is that not on the list for the guy to mow?
No,
It has been mowed to my acknowledgement once, maybe twice this year over there.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with this. Okay, so it's not on the list for
it's
our
not on the
guy.
list. Brett, has papers that belongs to Brewster.
Care of it is in care of the cemetery board. That's how it was worded on the deed, and,
So they have a cemetery board?
well, I don't know if they do or not. but
They
that's
have
how the
probably the city council is the ones that are, the cemetery board now.
It's an unusual situation. I mean, the town is in Thomas County and we got the cemetery, but we really don't.
Right. It was deeded in 1895
Mhm.
to the cemetery board. So it's truly out of our hands because it is Brewster's. And, you know,
But we as Sherman County taxpayers are paying something somewhere for this, correct?
We allocate, let me look, hang on. Brewster and Canarado get the same amount of money.
Which is what I think maybe $500 a year.
Hang on. $4,200
we're both,
each, get $4,200.
4,200.
City of Goodland gets $33,600.
Which a lot of people in Goodland don't know that. The Goodland Cemetery sits on county ground,
Correct.
but it is city owned. So it's just a concern to me. I think it's very disrespectful, the condition and the way it's being handled.
Well,
So
apparently there's nobody in Brewster that
he doesn't want the
cares
job.
about it.
Yeah, he,
So what is the money that we give it? What are they doing with it?
It goes to the city of Brewster.
They put gravel in the last allocation of money. They put gravel some trails.
Now, Canarado actually goes to their cemetery board.
Yeah. So who would be, you know, as far as getting something legal drafted? I mean, county attorney from Thomas County, I suppose.
Or whoever their cemetery board is, whether it's their city commission or if they actually have a board, I don't know.
Well, that's the first thing we gotta establish. It does the city of
Who
Brewster
has
have?
control?
Yeah, where's the control at? What do we need to do? We don't wanna step on them. But obviously, nothing's being done,
yeah,
so.
cause I have family over there. You know, I have a lot of family buried in that cemetery.
And Kenneredo has a board as well.
They have a very active board.
Mhm.
It's very nice to work with them, but again, I volunteer my time. Chemicals, I volunteer, you know, we donate all the chemicals. If I need be, I load up and I go over and spray for them. I
Does-
just
Does
volunteer.
Brewster have a city commission?
I imagine so. They're incorporated, so I imagine so.
Yeah.
If Canarito does, I would expect Brewster to.
Well, maybe that's a conversation we need to have with the Brewster Commission and see what they want to do. I don't know.
I will see if I can get a hold of the Brewster City and
I mean, you have a
Ernest
valid
Ken.
point. It needs to be taken care of,
Yeah.
bottom line.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, when you have a funeral and the grass is over
Yeah,
the
yeah.
headstone, that's so disrespectful to me. But like, again, I take my job very seriously, so.
But you said Kenneredo's board is pretty active?
Yeah, they're very active and they're enjoyable to work with. I mean, Steve Noel's on there, Karen Hooker is on there now, and she called here a while back, she goes, wow, there's a lot to this. Yeah, there is, but they're very active. Just a lot of fun, and I think Brenda Hooker's still, but if they get in a bind, everybody helps over there, so that's the nice thing about it, so.
So you're more concerned maybe about the Brewster?
Yeah, oh yeah, Kenneredo's taken care of.
Okay.
Brewster is, to me, not, if anything, they should have a 4-H club.
It's over there.
Go string trim, it's not hard. I can tell you that over there would probably take 2.5 hours to mow. Cause it takes 2 hours to mow Kenneredo, so I can't tell you that.
well, I will see if I can get a hold of somebody in the city of Brewster and find out what's going on with that and see who's,
Yeah. Maybe Rex Jameson or somebody would know who to talk to.
okay.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for the info, Joy.
You're welcome.
Are you waiting for Mr. James before you, okay. All right, well,
We get along pretty good, so I'm gonna wait for him.
that's that one. Everybody had a chance to see the fire board minutes?
Yes.
Okay. We have a contract with the ADP. Brett, were you able to look at this contract any?
On the authorizations,
Yes,
yeah, you guys just need to sign off on that.
sign off on that. We probably should have a motion. Okay. I entertain a motion for signing of the reporting agent authorization.
So
Limited power of attorney and tax information authorization.
So moved.
Is this giving them authority to look at all of our accounts? Is that what we're doing with this, Brett?
Yes. Go ahead, Steve.
As I read this the other day, I think this is just authorization of transfers of money when, we send the time cards and payroll and stuff, and then this authorizes them to make the payments. So it's just doing what we have asked them to do.
I'll make the motion to,
The motion's already been made.
I'll second that.
Okay, been moved and seconded, we sign the authorization papers, all in favor say aye. Aye, opposed same sign, motion is passed. I'll sign these a little while. We have a letter here from the City of Goodland, Sherman County Board of Commissioners would like to express their support for the transportation van of the City of Goodland. It's a great service for the community and it's, people, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call.
So they need that annually for their grant funding.
They need that for the grant funding, so. Do I hear a motion to authorize signatures for the support letter?
I also move.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded, we sign a support letter for City of Goodland van. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
I do have a little question on that. They do not go out of city limits. And it concerns me a little bit because we have people over at Paxton Edition that could use some transportation every once in a while. And we have people that need transportation from our county line to another county line, and it seems like all the counties around us are willing to work with us, except our city van will not take anybody out of city limits.
That's a whole nother can of worms.
Yes, it is.
We'll have to see if we can talk to the city, at least, going to the Paxton, the Armstrong editions.
Yeah.
Okay, the other is application for a solid waste landfill permit. This is through Penco, our engineering firm. Modification of landfill number 794. Signatures are 9 and 10, pages 9 and 10. This is just
That's expanding the one out south.
Thunder, I thought that was thunder. Yeah, it was me and the papers flipping on it. No. I entertain a motion to sign the landfill permit.
I'll make the motion to sign the landfill permits.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded, we sign the landfill permit. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
Do we have actual written quote from M&T Sales? There's nothing that shows up on the screen on the right. Okay.
Talked to Rod yesterday a little bit about it. He'd been looking for a truck and this one kind of fell in his lap.
She's a little rough on the tank part anyway. I don't know with the truck. A lot of rust. I hope the bottom of that tank looks better than the side of it.
I can, how much they charging for it? So,
10 grand.
10?
The next cheapest one that he found was 45,
Yeah,
so. And this would be like a backup, is my understanding.
yeah.
He's been,
Yeah, you can't buy much for 10 grand.
no,
I don't know how that tank is mounted, if they got, it doesn't look like there's any straps on it. It must be sitting in a saddle and,
saddle on a frame.
He did mention that he would probably continue looking for a automatic truck
Right.
to swap out the tank to go to a different truck, so.
Cause
And then
this
we can
one
turn
has,
around and sell this one without the tank on it.
this has the pump and everything
yeah.
and, sprays on the back, so.
They're probably gonna need that for redoing that landfill out there, won't they?
Yep,
Yeah, with that.
and the roads, get just grading
They-
roads.
Yeah.
They've been out trying to fix potholes and approaches off of, I know on county roads 32 and 33, they, from the highway to the railroad tracks, all of those have been
Yeah,
redone. Or,
get a whole lot of water. We don't get any rain. I make a motion to accept the bid from MT Sales for the water truck.
I'll second.
been moved and seconded to accept the bid. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
Can you tell me what the cost of that is?
10,000.
10,000, okay, thank you.
You want me to sign on this
Yes,
one?
please.
Okay. This is the mail.
Minutes of the High Plains
Okay.
board meeting.
Good morning, sir.
Morning,
How
how
are
are
you? I think these are the same thing, Rod.
Yes, one for you.
Marked somewhat important.
Have you seen these? Keeps me organized.
Okay.
With all the radio changes that we have done as a county, that freed up some UHF radios, just some small handheld radios. As I was thinking about our logistics of using the backup site, and maybe sometimes operating out of both sites, things like that, it occurred to me that it would be really handy for dispatchers to have a radio such as if you think of like a walkie-talkie type scenario, instead of picking up our cell phones and dialing one another when something's going on, just simply key it up and say, okay, I'm here, I'm up, whatever the case may be. Or if a dispatcher's sitting down working winter weather and one of us that's on call and something starts kicking off, they can just simply say, I'm gonna need a second person, that type of setting. We do have the radios already. And so when I was speaking to Vance with our radio service, he mentioned that the backup repeater for EMS has an open channel on it. What I'm looking to do with that, and Brian's in agreement with us using that open channel, is just simply have a private channel that no public, no other agencies, nobody can hear. It won't be recorded or anything like that. And so I thought it would be a wise idea to just write up an agreement between EMS and communications that that's what it can be used for. We kind of joked that Brian and I won't be there forever, and so we want to put this in
What?
place. I know.
You have been already. so.
Yeah, I know. Hence the gray hair.
Yeah.
Right.
Be lucky
too.
you have it.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, it just kind of goes along with, I mean, again, we have a great working relationship, but we do like to do things how we should. And so we're just looking for signature from the board for us to go ahead and go through with this small change to the radio system, and we'll get it going. No cost,
No cost,
other than
okay.
programming.
I'll make a motion to approve the MOU for radio agreement use between EMS and Sherman County Communications.
A second.
Been moved and seconded, approve the MOU between dispatch and fire EMS. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion passed. Do you need more than one of these signed?
Nope, just once we get all the signatures on it. I'm sure Ashley will need a copy of it, and I'll get that to her, and we'll run with it.
Perfect.
Okey-dokey.
One and done.
Thank you.
Awesome.
This is from the Kansas Natural Resource Correlation. They're having a Zoom meeting on the electric transmission corridor for all commissioners on November the 4th.
Where's this meeting at?
It's a Zoom meeting.
Oh, just Zoom?
Was it 2 o'clock on the 4th, Steve? Is that what it says?
Yes, yes, Central Time. Lot of reading material here.
Yeah, there is.
I'm not gonna say I can make it, but I'll try because I'm still in harvest, so I don't know what exactly my schedule is.
Steve, can I write down the Zoom address for that? I'll try to.
Another government power play.
What's that?
Just another governmental power play.
Yeah. Okay,
The executive session,
for how long?
5 minutes, please, and Blaine and Burton can stay, please.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to go into executive session for 5 minutes and reconvene here.
My second.
been moved and seconded, executive session, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, Opposed, same sign. Motion
See what they say about that select board. That's gonna be.
Meeting will come back to order. Do I have a motion?
I will so move to approve the application for emergency sick leave.
I have a second.
Been moved and seconded for application for emergency sick leave. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion is passed.
Thank you.
Is there anything else to be brought up?
I need 5 minutes executive session, attorney-client.
Okay,
Make a motion for executive session for 5 minutes with
just you and us, with the commissioners and Brett?
Yeah.
with commissioners and Brett only.
Second?
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion is passed. We'll reconvene at 9:01. Meeting will come back to order.
Oh, they do, yes.
Is there anything else that needs to be brought before the commissioners at this time?
So,
Not? Entertain a motion for adjournment?
we'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I'll second.
Been moved and seconded, and we adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed,